Hey you guys, sorry for the hold up there. We're in Hollywood, Backstreets. You can see Capitol Records up there. We're gonna do a Hollywood punk walk tonight, but I kind of thought it would be fun. We've walked through this neighborhood before. Fun to like walk through this little old-timey Hollywood neighborhood of yesteryear. It is so warm out. It is about 80 degrees. In our house, it is 45. Hey, Mr. F.O. Hey, Cecilia. But yeah, I'm wearing a flannel and some black jeans. And definitely overdressed. So let's walk up this cute little street. These cute little old-timey houses. I'm just walking away from somebody who might be having a moment. For sale. Anyway, this little quaint old street, some of you might recognize it more than others. Yucca. Hey, Shavkat. All right. Whew. So shall we begin? Cute little Hollywood neighborhoods full of like little apartment buildings that look like this. And little craftsmen that look like that. We're gonna walk up to Franklin, actually. And we're gonna kind of start our walk. Sorry, I'm catching my breath on that hill. At the Canterbury Apartments. But why this area mattered so much and what was kind of going on. I hope I can prove that with what I've got to say. But to kind of prove why this street mattered to punk in the 70s, we definitely have to rewind. You know, for decades, Hollywood, that this did not used to be the view. It wasn't just image, it was pretty much infrastructure. And we see it as we walk all the time. Movie studios that aren't there anymore, or are functioning as something else. Radio stations, or places where CBS used to be. Music publishing, talent agencies. This neighborhood was pretty dense with that kind of stuff. And money circulated locally. I think we've done that in a couple of the stories that we've done. And housing was occupied and retail stayed alive. So I'm gonna cross a little bit more. This is kind of the first kind of area I want to show you, actually. So it all kind of began to collapse after World War II. And by the 1950s and 60s, the movie studios pretty much moved out of Hollywood. Production shifted to Burbank, Studio City, Culver City, and increasingly out of state. And radio and television consolidated elsewhere. Radio and television was really happening over on Vine also. So money kind of followed the industry out. And what was left behind were aging apartment buildings, residential hotels, storefronts.
Love you. Can't wait to see you later.
And sorry, I want to keep this. I was trying to walk away actually. All right, and at the same time, middle-class families pretty much left for the valley, and retail followed them. Hollywood became a place people passed through, and part of it is that right there, right? So this is kind of what that looked like going in. Wow. Gotta make it larger, but we are a little off-center because the building that we would be looking at is on the other side of that. We are not going to the Starwood. We're kind of sticking around this particular area between Cherokee and Las Palmas. We are going to 4 places in particular. Thanks. I also have, just so you know, that is not my picture, and this is going to be really picture heavy, so I will post a bibliography of the pictures because I felt a little bad about all the pictures I'm going to use. So you're looking at that, what you're seeing when you're seeing that Hollywood, that freeway picture is Hollywood like mid-rupture. During construction, before it fully opened. It's like Franklin Avenue. We really should have walked up to Franklin Avenue. Franklin Avenue runs across that picture, and Argyle is right there. So, again, Hollywood mid-rupture. It didn't reconnect the neighborhood, it bypassed it. It made it easier to move through Hollywood without stopping, spending money, or staying. Traffic thin, property values dropped. We see it all the time in every city and every time a neighborhood kind of moves on. And what happened here wasn't really neglect. It was just like forgotten, not urban renewal. By the 1970s, the blocks around around Franklin, we're going to walk up actually, Cherokee, Las Palmas, Argyle, and Hollywood Boulevard. This is the area that we're going to be in today. We're no longer being watched very closely. Police focused elsewhere, and code enforcement looked the other way. If you were young and broke and not committing high-value crimes, you could exist here. And that's how this stretch of Franklin coming up got its name. And we're going to get to there in a couple seconds. Hey, Amy. So, LA Unknown, you probably recognize that picture. It's the other side of this building. It's the, what is that, the Castle Argyle you can see in that picture, and then the Cahuenga ramp. So I worked on this like for a little bit, and I tried to pull so many different strings together. If this makes no sense, and sounds totally insane, let me know in the comments below. This area, really rich and historic with Hollywood history. We're up again behind the Capitol Records building. Well, actually, not anymore. So in the late 1970s, locals kind of called this area Runaway Row. Like cheap apartments and residential hotels can see a couple of them, or the Alto Nido up there. Hollywood was full of stuff like that. But it really wasn't a ladder to success, it was kind of a loop. We saw the loop, right? Out of this density came multiple futures. Some pop, some punk, some inward, darker, and more theatrical. Goth or death rock, right? So we're going to look at the places that turn that survival into a scene. First stop is going to be the Canterbury Apartments, 1746 North Cherokee Avenue, Los Angeles. You can look it up right now. It'll take a second to get there. Hey. I kind of could have started this a little further west on Hollywood Blvd, but it was kind of important. I feel like always understanding like where that freeway cut through a neighborhood kind of ends up showing how the neighborhood became in a lot of cases. You know, and like the fall of the movie studios and then the moving of the TV stuff and radio kind of left this city to like reinvent itself again, or to make urban reuse of all those properties. And out of all that like crazy stuff came some stuff that we know and love today. Maxwell Smart. Good evening, you guys. Cecilia. Hey, everybody. LA Unknown. If I miss anybody, I am trying not to trip as I'm John Mint, as I'm working through my notes to make sure I don't forget anything or misspeak. But honestly, there's way more punk stuff than just what we have in Hollywood or what we're doing in Hollywood. I think somebody mentioned the Starlight Club also, and then punk stuff definitely happened further down on Sunset Boulevard. And then of course Chinatown. Boyle Heights. I could be forgetting stuff. There were a lot of punk movements. I definitely listened to music influenced by this scene, but I think I was a year or a hair too young or just a little more into new wave. But Go-Go's came out of this scene. Totally familiar with Bags, The Cramps, Patricia Morrison. After I forgot who recommended a Diamanda Gallis song in the Discord, but I tried to see if I could thread her through here. This is Carol Burnett used to live right here where this man's standing. Not part of this walk, but just saying. Oh no, this is Carol Burnett's house. Or where she used to live, Absolutely. We are going to the Cathay and the Masque I mean, as close as we can get to them, right? I love the Lido, which has a really great sign. Right? And this is right up from the Warner Brothers Theater where her star is and where she worked as an usherette, right? And got fired, I think, or quit after one day. And this is Ed Wood used to hang out in the bar that was on the corner there, dressed in drag. A man who was on Mary Hartman lived here. I can't remember his name for some reason. I don't know why this light's never changing. I really think I should just go for it. Do I have to hit the damn button? I hate... Forget about it. Also, I mention this all the time, not part of this, not very punk, but the album cover for Hotel California was filmed in the Lido right inside of this door here. I bet he jogs by every day and doesn't even think about that. Also, yeah. There was a guy who's seen in the background in Pretty Woman that lived there with his girlfriend, and she jumped out of a window and supposedly haunts that place. Lots of crazy stuff. Hollywood has got some stories, I feel like, because it's always been a city. I mean, I didn't move here to become a movie star at all. But, like, you know, it's attracted people who... I'm sure New York is like this too, and Boston is like this too. People who dream big and have high hopes. Some don't make it. No, there are a lot of places I couldn't do. I can do a part 3 though. I could do a Hollywood Punk 3. If you can think of anything that you want to explore, actually you could say it here, but it's way better if you drop it in the comments because I can see them later. I don't often look at the chat unless you insult me, which you shouldn't do. If it's your first time here, please like and subscribe. We're usually live streaming. We do some really crazy history walks like this. We used to do them more frequently. I do want to give a shout out to Mary. I don't know if Mary is here, but we've got this cute little puppy. I somehow missed your Venmo the other day. I think it happened after we signed off, so thank you so much. That's a special puppy we loaded for Mary. Oh. And hearts. And if it's your first time here, I don't always whisper, but please feel free to give a like, subscribe, and chat. Hey, texting stories. I hope Mary's here. I haven't been looking because I'm walking and talking and reading. Okay. I think the Roxy is still open for something. All right. Here we are in Cherokee. We're looking for the Canterbury Apartments. I was walking on a piece of sidewalk on Western today on the way here, and I looked down, it was like actually 1926. It's like on a corner with nothing, like no building, but really 1926. So, 1746 North Cherokee. Oh, and I can see it. And right there, doesn't look too dangerous now, but in 1977 it was. Let's kind of get a bit, I guess it's now called the Cherokee Villas. That sounds really nice. Oh, this guy lives there. Now we're gonna look like weird creepers. Anyway, Canterbury Apartments. This is it, but I have a feeling that's the wrong picture, and it is. Disregard that picture. Anyway, those are the right apartments. So the Canterbury Apartments was a punk dormitory and crash pad, rehearsal space, and social hub. Rooms were overcrowded, furniture was optional, makeup, records, and arguments all the time. Belinda Carlisle lived here, calling herself Dottie Danger. Jane Weedland lived here, I think calling herself Jane Drain. Those were two of the Go-Go's. Alice Bagg passed through. I have a picture of Alice Bagg on the roof of the right building. And Pat Smear, Lorna Doone, and so did Don Balls. People blasted records during the day and planned shows at night. They borrowed clothes, traded ideas, and watched each other invent identities in new time. So the next stop, there we go. Yep, I feel like there's somebody in that car. Let's get a little closer, because there is someone in that car. I'm trying to get the angle of this. I think the perspective. Alice Bagg on the roof. Of the bags. Pretty cool. This might actually be from The Masque, but you can see like Belinda Carlisle in the front there. Anyway, pretty cool. So next we're going to go to Hollywood Blvd, but I'm gonna walk into something, so that spot. So I tried to get to the address for the next spot. It's behind the 6600 block of Hollywood Blvd, and it's a place called Disgrace Land. It might have been. So Disgrace Land, like the Canterbury Apartments, although I don't think the building is there, I tried to get the address. A short walk from Cherokee, obviously we're going right there now. It was a punk party house. So this is the 6600 block of Hollywood Blvd. We'll be right back over here in a second. So this is the 6600 block. We're going to walk behind it, and then we're going to try to only look on the left side. So there was a apartment building. It was loud. Open and rarely empty. I believe it was like a fourplex. People slept on floors, flyers lined the walls, and beer for everyone. My honest to goodness feeling is it's a building that is probably not here any longer, Disgrace Land. Writers and musicians moved constantly through the space. Members of X, the Gun Club, Cramps, crashed here. So did Kid Congo and writer Iris Berry. There's a school here now. Again, it's behind the 6600 block, which is where we are. I don't know how new this building is. Probably torn down. It couldn't have been there. R.I.P. Lux interior. So the Masque, 1655 North Cherokee. We just actually walked by it. This place you would enter via the alley, which is blocked off. It is under a former Pussycat theater. The alley led underground, and the Masque was a windowless basement, originally a bomb shelter. Rented cheaply and left unfinished by Brendan Mullen, R.I.P. Brendan Mullen. There were no rules, no dress code, no required sound. If you showed up and played, you belonged. Graffiti covered the walls. Bands rehearsed in nearby rooms. led through the concrete. The Bags played their first show here. The Germs played their first show here. The Go-Go's also learned how to function as a band here. The Masque closed in 1978 after fire code violations. Its impact did not close with it. When the Masque shut down, the scene didn't end, it just spread. I didn't mean to say it like that. I'm sure they know the value of this alley, and so it is completely blocked off, but this is the Masque. So, the entry way. These people want to get by with the dumpster, sure thing. And then, also the Masque. I feel really bad. Which is somewhere back there, all boarded up. That was actually a lucky strike because, oh my gosh. All right. Right, I should. Just take a real quick look. Ba-da-ba-ba. That black thing. They're not gonna let me in. Hiya. I wish they would let me in. But it's World of Wonder now. All right, I just want to show you the front of what it looked like at the time, because that is pretty cool. And we can line it up, hopefully. Hey, California Dreamin'. So it's basically a bomb shelter under what looks like the RuPaul Drag Race theater over there. Here, I just want to get away from the... It's not even Mariah Carey, by the way, whatever that is. We don't necessarily need to cross the street to see what this looked like. I think this is part of this street. Although I'm not going to be able to line it up. That's not the picture I wanted. Maybe it's not here. All right. Under there, this picture couldn't even be from that time. You can't see the supply sergeant. That tree is a lot bigger. And RuPaul. Okay. Next, we're going back to Argyle. I guess it's one big loop. Let's walk down Hollywood Blvd. And we're going to end up at the Cathay de Grande, a former Chinese food restaurant turned into punk club. I remember Jello Biafra is unalive. We used to say all the time. Remember there was a song by Bauhaus, Bela Lugosi's dead. We used to say Jello Biafra's dead instead. It wasn't that funny. That guy did not think so. Oh my god. I'm sorry to hear that. I definitely got called a lot of names because of different hair colors I had as a teenager. My favorite was, mind you, I didn't have braids or like little bits of fabric wrapped in my hair, but one time somebody screamed, "Boy George," at me. I also wasn't wearing makeup. I just had colored hair. New Hampshire for you. Boy George! Get your Valentine's Days ready. I don't know that I know enough about Faith No More. I don't think I like them though. I mean, I don't think I don't like them. I just don't think they're on my list. I vaguely remember them. Don't hate me. Sorry. There are a lot of people out here tonight. Woohoo! Bringing the tourists back to Hollywood. Actually, maybe they're all Valentine's shopping for their Valentine's outfits. I'm having a hard time selecting. You guys, welcome, welcome. Sorry, I'm reading and gabbing to you. I really apologize. Here's Exine Cervenka standing on a toilet at the next club that we're going to, just for fun. That's for you, Cecilia. It's really crazy. All punk has a common thread, which is anti-establishment, some level of rebellion, right? It's a really shallow, Myrna Loy. Sorry, it's a really shallow take, but that's what I got for you tonight. This poor painting from 1983. Me too. I just look dark. I would say I just like to wear black a lot. Like Boy George didn't make sense also because I was closer to being like just a goth because it was how I felt. Also, I would have died for Ian Astbury hair from the cult album Love. Not Southern Death Cult, just the album Love with Sanctuary, and that was peak cult, in my opinion. No, John, but that's kind of a cool idea for another punk part. There's so much you could do. I was kind of trying to tie the whole thing about how Hollywood was in a state of disrepair. This city was in a state, a lot of places were in a state of disrepair in the 70s. The country was falling apart. But out of that dross, or just falling apartedness, came this really cool scene, which bred another scene and gave us some really good music. I feel kind of like we're on the verge of the 70s again, of a time of a great American sort of decline for a little bit. But who knows, I could totally be wrong. These tariffs are sensational. I'm literally just No, I think he's impatient and somebody's parked in his way and he's dying to pull into that garage. Somebody maybe shouldn't be parked there, but who knows? I don't care. What are these folks waiting for? Oh no, I'm gonna look like TMZ when I'm just trying to show you a punk club on the other side. I really want to cross the street. Okay, you guys keep your eyes peeled because I am not. Punk is dead. Remember the milk scare? Sorry, my voice is still a little scratchy. Scratchy. Huh? Yeah, actually, we were going to stream yesterday, but I really I don't know, I didn't feel that great. I kept sneezing all day. Like crazy. I do have a bottle of water in my backpack. It's just slightly out of my reach.
It's just bad business. Bad business. It's just one of those.
I'm not sure.
It's just bad. It's just all bad.
I wish I could go in there and film for you guys. Although I think I mentioned it once and somebody might have said, no way. It might have been Mary. I have no idea what Itchy Kitty is, but It sounds a touch perverse. Wacky Pack stickers. That's even fun to say. I don't think I remember the Wacky Pack stickers. I would like to remember this day by crossing the street illegally as many times as possible. That's ridiculous. I don't like to go anywhere where they don't let me take pictures. I've been walking into the front of Madame Tussauds and looking at the Incredible Hulk, Marilyn Monroe, and Kobe. I can't remember the fourth person, like The Rock, maybe? Anyway, and just recently they were like, no live streaming, which is a bummer. Specifically live streaming. I don't remember General Hershey Bar. Did he? For one second I thought you said he handed out Hershey Bars on Hollywood. I don't know if I would take one. You guys, boring crosswalk right here, but I want to say thanks to my members. Say thanks to my members real quick. Thank you guys for your support. Body knowledge. My haircut is called a skullet. My complete top is shaved and then I just have hair growing down the back. I'm totally joking. Kinda. It's an accidental mullet, I think, because I haven't cut my hair since July of last year. I just wanted to see what would happen. You only live once. It's really curly and kinky, so it tends to just stick out. Oh, I thought you were talking about my hair. I am rocking a machete. It's the gimbal. Whoa! The DMV used to be over here. I got my first California driver's license where this building was right here. Little did I know what was just here. So here we are at Argyle once more. The big loop. No. This is Cathay de Grande, a Chinese restaurant, and beneath that Chinese restaurant, in the basement, was a punk club. And this is kind of, I guess, a hinge point, if you will, for punk. Because it was hardcore, punk, blues, rockabilly, and emerging death rock, all on the stage. One night could feature Gun Club. I'm gonna lose my monetization for that. Pew Pew Club and Christian Unalive. Christian Death. This really is where death rock, Unalive rock took shape. Oh my God, Top Jimmy. Love. Death rock took shape in Los Angeles. 45 Grave, I know we mentioned them earlier. Christian Death, it was like horror imagery, black clothing and punk energy kind of just really turned inward, right? There was Roz Williams, and then Patricia Morrison. This is kind of the leak into goth, right? Patricia Morrison played here with the Gun Club before leaving Los Angeles for the UK goth scene. And she's not really evidence of how cool this place is, but I kind of love her. But evidence of what is possible, right? So this is kind of the place where punk stopped being just punk and kind of branched out. That is the loop. We could have done more. We can do a 3. Leave your comments down below. I mean, we're gonna continue the walk for a little bit because we're here. And we didn't quite make it up to Franklin, but you know, Franklin Ave did play a huge part in this. Franklin Avenue, Cherokee Avenue, Las Palmas, Argyle, and Hollywood Blvd. These people played here and lived here and fought here and reinvented themselves nightly. I wish so I've got a couple of, I tried to stick, actually, the Cathay Grande, Gun Club, Sunday, March 1st. I have a bibliography for these. I feel guilty putting them up without that. I'll add it later. I promise you. Sex Donkeys. Love them. Actually don't know the Sex Donkeys. That was for the Masque. And that was for the Masque too. One day we'll have somebody working a deck and putting these up as we arrive to the place, so it makes for a Thanksgiving weekend. It makes for a more compelling story. Or I can take this and edit it and make it a little more compelling. I don't know. I really feel like this would have been a really interesting time to live in Hollywood, when the Hollywood sign kind of looked like this, you know, fallen apart. Which I was supposed to use that image also. I wouldn't mind going back to the late 70s, early 80s for this. Although there was a lot of other weird stuff, you know. The Hillside Strangler is roughly related to this scene as well. You know, there were a lot of disappearances. Remember in Hollywood Punk Mysteries, I think that's what we called the first one. I think I really wanted to talk about people that had disappeared a little more than I did, but I didn't know if that was my vein yet. And I always want to be respectful too. Let me know. Please post some pictures. I stopped by there the other day. I get lots of invitations. I'm eventually going to go to something there. Of course, I totally want to promote any gallery in any way I can also. Also, if you think about it, this city was falling apart, right? Los Angeles, the industry was kind of falling apart. Movies had collapsed a couple years ago. or a couple decades before, 50s, 60s, whenever the studio systems kind of went down. Television was kind of at its peak in the 70s and 80s, but they were not filming in Hollywood really anymore. They were kind of filming in the Valley and Culver City. So this whole center area was just dilapidated and sadly kind of forgotten. So that, and of course, the freeway running through everything kind of made it for easy for people to get in and out of here. People, I think a couple times people have asked about the Black Dahlia, and there's some like new evidence that connects the Black Dahlia to the Hillside or some other serial killer. It's kind of weird. Los Angeles has had its share. So thank you guys for doing the punk part of the walk. Let's just walk a little bit more here. It took about 56 minutes. I could have made it take 3 hours, but I tried to condense all that crap into just a little bit of information. And by crap, I mean information. What was your teen scene like? Mine was going to underage shows in Boston. We would go to TT the Bears, Man Ray. These are places in Cambridge. Axis in Boston. The Channel. There's another place in Cambridge that I'm forgetting the name of. The Mirage. That's right, Alex. So born out of the ashes of industry that had left the city, we got some punk music. It's funny, LA Unknown, because I also tried to see, so there's other punk clubs in Hollywood also. I also tried to see if I could tie the Florentine Gardens into this walk somehow, but that was really a supper club. I agree with you, Alex. The Middle East, that was it. What did I call it? The Mirage? I feel like I'm forgetting something else, though. So, what were the bars across from Fenway Park, like the Fens? There was a gas station or like a White Hen Pantry, and then there was like, I think the Ramrod and another club. Oh, Madame Wong's. There was a really great, I think the whole thing that inspired looking at this punk stuff was a PBS thing I saw on the Chinatown Punk Wars. It was really fascinating. I mostly liked just like English new wave music when I was a teenager, but I did see, you know, like 7 Seconds and Ministry and Front 242. And I'm forgetting bands that I didn't really like that I went to go see also. Ah, thanks. There's so much more to this too. There is a club on Beverly Boulevard. There's also a record store on Melrose that had a ton to do with the scene. Vinyl Fetish, right? There's the XXY Club on Hollywood over by think El Capitan. And so I was like, also like, besides going to those shows, I was like, I would see New Order, or I saw Susie and the Banshees like 4 times, I think. And the Cocteau Twins like twice, maybe once. Ooh, I love the B-52s also. I still kind of like the B-50. I mean, I still listen to the B-52s. I just didn't really like their really popular album with Run If You Want To, whatever that one is. I didn't like that album too much. It was a little too poppy for me. I can never tell that you give me a thumbs down, if that's what you're asking. I wonder if it's you, though. I would have liked to see Kate Bush, too. She didn't really perform very often, for sure, but even that video of her performing at Hammersmith Odeon, I think was something you could only get in PAL format, and I really wanted to see that concert when I was a teenager. Do you feel like they made the new wave too kitschy? Mr. FO, who's your new wave? I love Blondie to this day. Talking Heads, I never liked What's-His-Face. Turns out he is kind of a DICK anyway. But there was something pompous about him. I like one song by them, but that's it. Peter Gabriel with Genesis. Right. Peter Gabriel without Genesis. Interesting. David. Hey, Billy Vic. How are you doing? Looks like you have your power. I heard a lot of people in Tennessee lost their power. It's really unfortunate. How's the weather? Roxy Music was, yeah, unparalleled, but just on a different level than anything. Like almost too cool. Brian Ferry. I loved Elvis Costello, and Robin Hitchcock and the Egyptians were kind of a little more folky, but I kind of like them too. And some Billy Bragg. I love great lyrics, actually, like clever wordplay. I even like songs where just the emotion is there and I can't understand the lyrics. I actually loved Lone Justice. I had the cassette with Ways to Be Wicked, the cassette, and After the Flood And then she had a solo album, Maria McKeeb. So we're gonna walk by two like punk rock stores on the right. I just wonder, and maybe someone could look it up, if these were open back during this time. I still love The Clash, also Joy Division. I think every couple years I go through a Joy Division phase, not because I'm particularly sad or anything, but they just fit the bill. I also love Chrissie Hynde at The Pretenders. And even like her solo album that she did with Benny, and Bjorn, or those guys. The Swedes are just great with music, I think. Oh, I'd never... Mountain bike, I didn't really think you did. Maybe the time that I was crying about Brigitte Bardot and how kind and generous she was, I think you might have. I love Gang of Four also. You know, Pet Shop Boys I really liked in the time, and to go back to listen to some of the stuff is really good. Some of it sounds like it's really of its time, but the album they did that had like, it was like an EP, I think it had Paninaro on it. I really still like that album. But to listen to like their duet with Dusty Springfield, like the synthesizers and the drums sound very almost Stock Aitken and Waterman-esque. That I only know like 2 or 3 songs by Squeeze, but I really like that guy's voice. I like it. I like to sing. I'd like to sing to it. It just sounds very of the time, like. This is where the cigar shop, where Fred McMurray used to get his cigars. I'm gonna cover this, whatever this is, music. Oh my God. Honestly, that was like AI music. But it was all about being faithful. It smells so much like beef cooking over here. Beef is so expensive right now in the grocery store. Ridiculous. Good evening, Myrna Loy. Old enough to have seen The Thin Man in the movie theater. The second one, though. We could totally do that. I love Altered Images also. I think I discovered them on I think they like had a concert on Nickelodeon. Oh my gosh. Chrissy looks like she could handle it. She's the toughest. No one should throw anything at Chrissy. She's also the original vegan, right? Didn't she have a vegan restaurant, Chrissy Hind, in Ohio? Oh, the pizza smells good. Everything smells so delightful at sunset. Oh, I'm not vaping at all. No vapes for me. I don't really want to sound like this for much longer. And I don't think the vaping enhances my vocal cords. I love Pretenders and Pretenders 2, right, with Talk of the Town, that album. And then I really love is it Learning to Crawl with Back on the Chain Gang and dun, dun, dun. That album was pretty good. They got a little too bluesy sometimes for me. Like there's a couple songs that are just a little too like not my stilo. No, it's not. I don't smoke cigarettes either. I had a cold or whatever for a couple days. It's quite irritating. I also probably could be drinking more water. My throat might just be a little dry. I felt super sneezy yesterday. Hiya. Yeah. I love the Cure. I don't remember Radio Werewolf. My kind of goth, which I don't even know if it was really goth, was like anything on 4AD. Anything that rolled over on 4AD or 4AD adjacent. Zymox, Cocteau Twins. How's it going? Oh. And then also like, oh, I like that song, but it's kind of like middle of the road music. And also like, don't get me wrong. That's kind of middle of the road too. I love that the Diamanda Gala song you put up was from Recoil, which is like I forget whose project that is from Depeche Mode, Horror Mophead. Oh, the Smiths. I love, and even Morrissey I love until recently. His first couple albums. It's fantastic. Wow, that's really cool. I also loved Everything But the Girl, too, in the 80s when they were kind of like a Jazzy Smiths. That's some good lyric writing, Tracy Thorn. Alan Wilder, that's right. I remember the Fall, though I don't know them very well, I will admit. Tracy Thorn should be like a national hero, honestly. National treasure. Like, I wonder how long Rocktown has been here. Or this place. Hot Rock. No, I love The Cure. I'm sorry, I'm like looking at stuff. Oh wait, you don't like The Cure? I do love The Cure. Did you say you didn't like The Cure? Oh, if I had to pick between The Cure or Depeche Mode, that would be really, really tough for me. I would probably pick Depeche Mode. Although I really love Robert Smith because I'm just into the synthesizer. It's the Taco Bell Cantina. I'm sorry. I kind of like Duran Duran more now than I did at the time because actually I like their first album because it was kind of new wavy sounding, and I definitely liked Duran Duran throughout the time that they were popular, but I don't think I bought any Duran Duran stuff or went out of my way to listen to it. I support it 100%. I will tell you I have a really hard time with that. It would be The Cure over a lot of people for me. The Cure over New Order, and I really love New Order. The Cure over Susie and the Banshees, and I love Susie and the Banshees. I love Soft Cell. I love that album, Nonstop Erotic Cabaret. I didn't know what it meant. That my sister had that album, and I think I stumbled upon it on 5th grade, but Sex Dwarf, isn't it nice? I was the only 5th grader rocking out to that tune. No wonder I turned gay, actually. I loved also Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Isn't that fantastic when you discover tracks by an artist you've never heard? I've got to press the button to cross the street, but I'm a little bit afraid since it's dangling. But it's time to go. I don't think I liked Supertramp at the time, but like Supertramp, and don't take this the wrong way, but Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, like there are certain songs of theirs that I really do appreciate now way more than I ever did when I was younger. I also really loved Dead or Alive. Somebody made me a mixed cassette, a mixtape in like the 8th grade with that song before it was an American, like released in America yet. I think I bought the import 12-inch single in like 9th grade. Somebody was asking about a McDonald's. There it is. Very expensive McDonald's. And then in front of McDonald's is Ginger Rogers, Stephanie Powers, Marilyn Monroe, Arsenio Hall, and Eddie Arnold. Ozzy Osbourne is actually in front of Ripley's Believe It or Not. Should we try to make it? Yeah. Welcome to Hollywood and Highland. Thank you guys so much for being here tonight. Thank you for joining the punk walk. This is no longer punk. We are into pop now. I love that one song by the Power Station. Na 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 multiply. Oh my god, $5 Tuesdays. $5 Tuesdays? What the 5? We could see 101 Dalmatians as a cartoon. Sorry, just trying to block out some music. Thanks for joining us tonight, or me tonight. Joe is tapping from the keyboard, I'm assuming. I'll be live streaming. We're going to try a hike again tomorrow morning. Kind of a fun thing to do. And then we'll also do a regular live stream in the evening. We'll probably do a poll on where we want to go for the evening one. We'll set that up after I return from the morning hike. We're probably going to start the morning hike off from here and walk over to Runyon Canyon. I'm going to try to get up before 9 a.m. to do that. I feel like, right? It's kind of gorgeous. It was really nice to take a hike up there. It was 80 degrees today, by the way. In my apartment, 55. And we had no air conditioner on, clearly. Our apartment is cold. Like, I honestly feel like I have a circulation problem. Sometimes my feet are so cold in my apartment. They're perfectly fine out here. The first time I ever came here, that whole entire mall wasn't there. Like it was just the Man's Chinese Theater. George Berger! I understand. I absolutely understand. But it's lovely to see you, George. Well, we're going really early in the morning, so I wonder we probably won't have the best views that we could. I'll plan another one later in the day. Joe is also not going to come with me tomorrow. He has a job to do. Woo! For a day, so gonna make some money. Really awesome. But so I'm just gonna go by myself in the morning, and then I'll do another little evening live stream. I believe you can change your name 3 times in a year or something. Because I always was like, you know how it's walking _in_LA_, oh my gosh, it's Mark Wahlberg. With his brother, Donnie Wahlberg. Oh my god. That song should not be copywritten. It's a ripoff of old Susanna. Oh, Susanna. I've eaten at Wahlburgers twice. I like a cheeseburger, so I'm not gonna lie. I don't remember it being particularly outrageously memorable, but I don't remember it being so bad. Sorry. So bad that I wouldn't go on again. I'm walking down towards Vine, and then I'm going to sort of make my way towards home. So I think I'm going to be on for about another half an hour with you guys. I do want to take a sec. Did Mary show up yet? I do want to thank Mary for the Venmo. Also Derek and George for buy me coffee. Thank you so much for that. Here, I've got something for you. That's not it. Dun 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 dun. We got a puppy and a heart. Look at that. Whoa, thank you guys for supporting the channel. Woo! And also, we're gonna have like a nice 1 hour stream where maybe it's just ASMR, where, you know, in honor of Will, next week, probably in the morning. You can either watch it later, leave a comment, or watch it along. I don't know how to work that. I don't want anything to be tacky, but I feel like I really would like to honor this sweet guy. Oh, we got kitties. Like this one. Pikachu! And then we got this cat, which is my personal favorite. It's just lazy. That's right. Oh, Kathy Lee Gifford. Sure. I wonder if Joseph will come and meet me. I would like that. Let's see if we can unlock him for the end of our walk. And actually, if I walk long enough, I have one more crazy picture to show you of where they were putting the 101 freeway in. It's another area we walk by all the time. I could wax on about the freeways and the havoc they cause on the city forever. We are on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. We did our punk walk a little earlier, and we're just taking a little extra stroll. It took about 55 minutes to go to the 4-ish locations. Santa hat is still on. I wonder if it'll come off in time for St. Patrick's Day. I think we're having chicken stir fry tonight for dinner because I have some kale and some chicken and some peppers. We had soup, roasted vegetable soup, totally vegetarian last night. And then we had that again today with rice. I just roasted a bunch of vegetables, then add some stock and boiled them for a few and then blended them up. I think I put the recipe in the Discord. It's my go-to. A little bit messy, but really rewarding. And we had that for lunch. Also, we had some quesadillas. So tonight I think we're gonna have chicken stir fry. No, I definitely walked by it, but we can walk by it again. Aw, thank you. Thanks, mountain bike. Here, we're walking back in the direction of the Masque, so we can pop by it again. Not impossible. Hey Mary, thank you so much. I missed your Venmo last night. I created this little special thank you for you. I'm crossing the street. Thank you so much. And then for mountain bike, we have this cute puppy here. Thank you. Thanks for the Venmo. Woo! I'm a cute puppy with fuzzy ears. Oh my god. Dude, thank you for the support. You don't need to anything. Your support being here is also fantastic. The fact that you don't thumbs down my videos, also fantastic. The fact that you participate and are our digital friend is more than I could ever ask for. Cecilia, thank you so much. Let's thank our members. That I don't see, so you guys always have to do a shout out for that. Hey, Cecilia, thank you. And we got kitties. This kitty. Thank you. I'm trying to get more kitties. You guys have my email. If you have any kitty gifts you want to see, send them to me. Woohoo! And right now, I think I said I was going to do this, but let me thank my members. I'm going to handwrite this zine style for the next show. I don't think I could handwrite anything that much. Woohoo! Thank you so much. All right. Till tomorrow. So let's stop by the Masque as we make our way back. Ooh, I hear Rick Astley. Just say Stock Aitken and Waterman and he appears. The Masque was not the very last place that we went to, sorry. The Masque is coming up here. I'm gonna cross the street and go back to it, but I'm gonna cross the street further down. So you see that brightly lit marquee over there? It's on the right. So that was the Ritz Theater. I feel like that was still the Ritz Theater when I lived here. It was a Pussycat Theater. And underneath the Pussycat Theater was a bomb shelter. And that bomb shelter was the Masque. I really, really, really appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. So you can see the supply sergeant there, right? Let me move a little. And you can see, wow, the Pussycat Theater sign, which is the oval on top, was fighting its last breath with like 3 light bulbs lit. But here, we're in front of Musso and Frank's. I've never been to a Pussycat Theater. I saw Gay Paris there though. I'll take it back. I saw Gay Paris. Anyway, I wish I could get the supply sergeant in there, but I showed this picture earlier. The Masque is under here. It's under where we see Scooby's and the Ritz. That was a Pussycat Theater. This picture is from not that long ago though. I really feel like the Scooby's was here when I was there. So the only entrance to the Masque, we'll cross the street and go take a look at it, is through the alley behind it. Whoa, is this new? I've never noticed or seen that before. So it must be a brand new restaurant. All right, sorry guys. So the entrance, oh my God, it's gonna be open again. Not there. But right back here, behind that fence, if you rewind, we the gate was open, and so we were able to kind of see what it looked like. I'll show you the pictures. The entrance, the stairs down, very punk. And you can actually see the Scooby's sign there. That's kind of weird. That must have been what it looked like recently. And then this is probably what it looked like in its time. And somebody actually walked over there again. Let's walk by real quick. Go back up. Shit. Look. In there. Somewhere. In there somewhere, the entrance. And then I meant to show Dickies, skulls, bags, germs. We just missed this. If only we could have done this on the 20th. It would have been like the 100th anniversary of this performance. Really, really cool. Oh my god, Itchy Kitty, welcome from Greenland. Thanks for coming all this way. We're on Hollywood Blvd. It is about 70 something degrees weather. And I'm just enjoying the fact that I live in the Republic of California. It's our favorite bookstore. One day. I was never a Friends fan, oddly, either, but I have watched some of Friends episodes, and I kind of like them as a form of nostalgia for a time I don't know, I guess. I don't know. I kind of like them retrospectively. Same thing with Will and Grace. Like, I kind of watched that, like, 10 or 15 years after it was on the air, and I kind of liked it then, but I didn't like it in its time. Good for Itchy Kitty, Third Eye Blind. That's amazing. As long as they're not opening for Toad the Wet Sprocket. How sad. That's an almost entire glass. I'm a little weird about the 90s. Like, I was in my 20s mostly in the 90s, right? And I just thought the 80s kind of were cooler. I can't even think. I'm often fond of saying, and I think this pisses Joe off, I don't think there was any good music in the 90s, and that's really, 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 really not true at all. I can really say that I never watch Friends right now, because I don't know what channel, and I wouldn't go out of my way to watch it either. I did watch Will and Grace, which is almost equally ridiculous, but I felt like I needed to. Wait, what was the smelly cat? Was that Phoebe? I like Lisa Kudrow. I like the actors from Friends, right? Courtney Cox and Courtney Cox Arquette, both of them. And Jennifer Aniston. And the dudes from Friends. So to be honest with you, I really thought Jack and Karen were funnier than Will and Grace, and Will and Grace were pretty annoying. Although, like in real life, I think I would have been annoyed by Jack. And in real life, I was annoyed by Jack. The thong made a comeback, so why not Cisco? I love singing the thong song on the highest range I can possibly sing it at. Madonna in the 80s was great. I liked Madonna in the 2000s also. I kind of was into Madonna in the 90s somewhat also. I really like the album Secret, and that's from the 90s by Madonna. It's not the only album I liked in the 90s, but I listened to there's also a lot of bad music in the 80s too. I went through I made just like I made you know how when you pick a song and you can be like, make a radio station. I made a radio station that went into like the Cover Girls and Sweet Sensation and all these 80s bands that were pretty bad, but so bad they were good. I think I continued to like the sort of Manchester sound of England in the 90s also. And I really loved Saint Etienne in the 90s. Straight into the 2000s. Their last album I didn't love so much, but the two before that, fantastic. No, I love 80s music. But there was a lot of bad music in the 80s. And I just said that I didn't like 90s music very much. And so my saying that there was bad music in the 80s was kind of sticking up for 90s. Do you think the synthesizer just killed off rock? Or the fact that you could just sample and create music sonically just kind of killed off rock? I want to know why we were so into men dressed as ladies in the 80s, but it is so freaky to us in 2026. Hi, Poison, Twisted Sister, Uncle Milty. Oh no, that wasn't the 80s.
And Freddie was willing.
I still love Blondie, and I still love the Pretenders. We were talking about the Pretenders. But Blondie, I still am completely fascinated with Blondie of the 70s and 80s. I also, not gonna lie, I love ABBA too. And Queen, I don't love, but I appreciate Queen. All right, name some rock bands from the 90s. And Joe will also name some. I don't like Pearl Jam. I don't like... Oh, I'm going to get into trouble here. I don't like No Doubt. Bye, Pikachu. Thank you for stopping in. Okay, Nine Inch Nails. Never was a huge fan of Nine Inch Nails, but I could appreciate them. I had a lot of friends who loved Nine Inch Nails. All right, hold on. Nirvana. Okay. Pearl Jam. Soundgarden. Alice in Chains. No. Stone Temple Pilots. Yes. Hold on, I'm still going through. Smashing Pumpkins, yes. Red Hot Chili Peppers, no. Green Day, okay. Rage Against the Machine, much respect. Blur, I love, of course. Radiohead, Oasis, Nine Inch Nails. All right, I'll give you some great rock bands came out of. Okay, somebody's screaming over there. I hope they don't think I'm filming them. Sublime, I also love. Jane's Addiction, I was never too into. Really? You know, Tori Amos. Oh my gosh, a saltine cracker. Tori Amos, I kind of liked. I discovered Tori Amos through like remixes of Tori Amos songs, and then I had a roommate that just absolutely loved Tori Amos. So definitely could appreciate some of her work. It's weird because she was pretty huge and kind of groundbreaking, trailblazing, but like you don't really hear about her anymore. Disco, I feel disco and punk were unbelievably short courses. And disco is brilliant, deep, really like well-structured music with lots of instruments and stuff going on. I love disco to today. I love Natalie Merchant. And 10,000 Maniacs. I didn't like 10,000 Maniacs without Natalie Merchant, but I did like her solo album. Also, her writing was phenomenal. A dull torpor rhymed with for poster. The word torpor. I love when people use words that I have to look up and teach me something. Like, I think the dull torpor I learned from Natalie Merchant. You know, the late 80s, early 90s, late 80s, where were we? Were like 20 years from the Summer of Love. Like kind of hippie stuff sort of made a comeback between like 88 and like, I don't feel like 92 or something. I listened to Justin Bieber's new album, I will admit. We're in Bob Hope Square. Hey Bob Hope. Hope to see you there. I loved Cyndi Lauper. I definitely had her album She's So Unusual. Whoa. That was a very weird gimbal malfunction, but I caught it. Hold please, I think my gimbal is going to die. Unalive. I need to charge it. I've got a charger though. Let's look at this star. Thank you. I got them on sale. a couple months ago. I need to invest in some summer sneakers soon because it's already getting hot. They're New Balance. I'm just trying to avoid any leprechaun pinches at any time. I didn't love Hootie and the Blowfish, but I did love, and I dropped my battery pack. I did love, shit. This is a day where I need an extra set of hands. Hold on. What's there? Oh my god, Marcy Playground. I kind of love that song. They took all the benches. Oh, they didn't. I'm good now. I got right. Charge. I realized why my gimbal is needed to be charged so soon, because I never. I loved Alanis Morissette. I even like that album that she did afterwards, where she's like, "Thank you, India. Thank you, India." That's the only thing I can remember from that. I'm crossing the street. I know that Joe is here somewhere, but he doesn't want to be seen. Where could he be now? I feel bad. I always felt bad for the Verve. They had that really great song, and then they had to give all the money to the Rolling Stones because the Rolling Stones are like that. Charlie Von Charger. That sounds... crazy. Joe is getting... I thought he was getting off the train, but he hasn't even got on the train yet. I kind of like that song. I don't think America did, or Canada, or whoever she was making music for at that point. I feel like Alanis should have stuck to the formula. Far be it for me to tell an artist what to do for the second album, and then maybe that pulled out the deep stuff a little later on. Might have worked a little better in her favor. Kind of like, remember Management, MGMNT? That first album was so great, and then they just got too into themselves for the second one, and nothing.
Holidays are over?
I don't think Joe likes being compared to Joey from Friends, actually. I think I've called him Joey before, and he doesn't like it. Look at the old Pantages Hollywood building. I didn't even realize they had such a grand little hallway in there. Pretty cool. That's where Howard Hughes would enter to go to his office, which was probably right there. I know, I want to open the doors. That hallway was so Art Deco, like, I'm just waiting for Joe to get off, and then we're gonna mosey back towards Hollywood. I have no ideas how late we would get movies in New Hampshire, but probably years later. And that's why they were a nickel well into the 80s. Joking a little bit. I wonder if Joe is going to be able to figure out where I am. I feel like I saw Alana sing a couple years ago live, and she is pretty powerful sounding. Amazingly powerful sounding. I appreciate her. No, never a nickel. I don't think you could use a nickel for anything when I was growing up. I think even candy was a quarter then. I feel like I remember confusing a nickel for a quarter at the store once and trying to buy something with it. Because I went to the store by myself when I was probably 5, as children in the 70s did. The lucky thing for us, George, GB, is that there's only one train. He could only go in the wrong direction. And it's really only one stop. So, hello, Rita. Earth, Wind, and Fire were definitely part of my youth, for sure. I think I knew Santana peripherally, because Santana was really popular in the 70s, but like, I definitely knew Earth, Wind, and Fire. And I definitely know Santana now. The Score. I don't know if I've ever heard of them. I know he's gonna sneak up on me. Let's walk back by the Pantages. So he will be coming out of over there. And he said 2 minutes. I'll just keep walking by these people hanging out at the side of the bar, smoking their cigarettes. I love Prince. Discovering Prince and Michael Jackson, and it was like a whole new world, actually, of music to my rigid music. Hey, Reds, I feel like Jimmy Hollywood, I've seen parts of it, and I kind of liked it, but I feel like it was a movie, one of those movies that, in retrospect, it's kind of awesome. Sorry, I just plugged in my gimbal. I think I need to... Okay, people are coming up from the train now. So let's read about the Pantages Theater. Right there. Art Deco for sure. The last great movie palace built in Hollywood. It hosted the Academy Awards for 10 years. And the Emmys. We'd love a Land Rover Defender. Not rare here, but I like the one from like the 80s. I also really love Tom Petty. I also didn't mind the Rolling Stones. Nostalgically, did not like the Who. I like the Beatles. I actually shouldn't say didn't mind the Rolling Stones. There are some Rolling Stones songs I really like. Okay. I wonder if Joe... I see Joe. He's not gonna sneak up on me. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Joe wanted me to remind you. Like and subscribe.
Thank you guys for liking and subscribing.
Yay, Joe's here.
Hey guys. And I didn't scare you.
You didn't.
Which way are you gonna go?
We're heading back towards the...
You want to do another loop?
Or
And then take the metro home, or are you trying to...
I don't want to take the metro home.
Okay. Well, I don't want to make you walk all the way over there.
You're not making me walk.
It's up to you. Okay.
Say hi, Joe.
Hey, everybody.
Joe wants to walk a little bit, so we'll walk a couple blocks and then I'm gonna start to head back. So let's do another loop.
We don't have to do a full loop.
No, we can just go to Highland and walk back and then...
Island? Okay. It's up to you.
I think that's the most perfect loop. Uh-oh, it's Newton. Newton on duty.
Hey, everybody.
So we're gonna take Joe for a little bit of a walk so he doesn't feel like he missed out.
I mean, it is funny when I like stay home to do work or something, you know, like, and I do work, but it's like I end up getting distracted watching you. Hey, Astrosol.
The alleys are my favorite part. In fact, I want to show you an alley. It's one of my favorite. So Joe, what are your favorite bands from the 90s?
Alice in Chains.
Mm-hmm. I will probably never go to the W Hotel in Hollywood. Wait, Tom Petty OD'd? I thought he had like a heart problem.
The Cranberries. That's a band.
The what?
The Cranberries.
Cranberries? Like the Cranberries? Kidding. I love the Cranberries also.
That's the joke.
I feel like I didn't know that. I truly didn't know that. Tipsy Tales? Why have I never seen that sign? There's like a new restaurant that opened on the other side of the street. I didn't catch the name. that's kind of senseless in a way. But I feel like that was like a maintenance drug, not like he was partying on something. That was more avoidable. Like, he did leave us a really excellent body of work. Aww, R.I.P. PBS kids. We're now entering the vinyl district of Hollywood. I always felt like David Bowie's final, little album, leaving it to us, literally knowing that he was passing away, was also kind of really a weird passing too. I really love David Bowie, but I really didn't get into David Bowie maybe until like a few years before he passed.
I'm smoking and drinking. I ain't in the pool. She wet and she sloppy. Nicknames I pull. Walking famous by the name, even no time soon. Crank it up, 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 crank it up.
I do love. I mentioned that Michael Jackson and Prince, Crank It Up, kind of changed the way I listen to music. And that was a pretty gross death too, Michael Jackson's. Turn your lights on.
You say you want to run it up with me now.
Elton John reminds me of my mother. Really loved Elton John. Especially the 70s Elton John. And she loved Stevie Wonder. I'm gonna go out on a ledge, and I've never really gotten Stevie Wonder.
Hey, side note.
Hey, side note. There's some really cool pictures of Michael Jackson in the Valley. I can't remember what I was looking at those pictures for. Like for a parade or something. Ooh, I really want to cross here. No, we're not gonna make it. Oh my God. Eric Clapton. Oh. We listen to ELO a lot also. on 8-track. Alright, we're gonna cross here to get to the alley. I kind of like old country music, meaning like I really like mostly women singers like Loretta Lynn, her old stuff. Some Tammy Wynette. Ask John Mayer. I feel like the Fabulous Thunderbirds were made for people older than me, but I remember them. Are you like T-Bone Burnett and the Smithereens? No. Reba McEntire's too modern for me. What? Reba McEntire. I love Fleetwood McEntire. It's the Fleetwood Mac and Reba McEntire cover band. I have that hat. I'm never gonna wear it though. It has a pocket in the top that you can put your wallet in.
New York, do you let it taste?
I love the oldies cruising down the street in Whittier. There's a guy that does that show all the time, or a live stream all the time. I'm dying to go. I love old cars. I was amazed by Crystal Gale's hair. I definitely love Juice Newton, but I was mostly an ONJ fan. And ONJ country music, that was like a gateway drug for me in country, ladies of country music, although she's not really a country star. But we want to go down here.
To Sunset?
No, Schrader.
We could walk like down Sunset. Back home.
Ooh, I kind of like some Tanya Tucker too. There's this album I downloaded called Stone Cold Country. It is literally country from the 60s, so it is really poor recordings, but thoroughly enjoyable. I will put it in the Discord. There's songs about smoking in bed. All right, we're in the alley now. This parking lot has some of the coolest graffiti ever. You don't need to back all the way up. So this is actually behind, we're behind the 6600 block of Hollywood now, Boulevard.
Toys and costumes.
So this is where that other apartment building was, not here, obviously. But we walked around here before, but check this out. And Charlie Pride.
I like those two. Red and yellow. See?
Mm-hmm. This is like boarding up what used to be like a pass-through, I think. This changes all the time. I have pictures
my
of it
God.
from
Is that what I think it is?
a couple months ago.
Do you see that? What is that? A doll?
Uh-huh. Yeah, kind of. I don't know what you're talking about. I thought it was something on the floor.
Look.
I'll get to it. Hold on. So we're behind the magic shop on Hollywood Boulevard, the costume shop. This is we were walking earlier to find that apartment building that we'd never found because it doesn't exist anymore. Disgrace land, that's like back here somewhere. It might be a voodoo doll. Are you joking? This is not a crack alley. This is premium parking. I'm going to ask this gentleman how much he paid to park here. No, I'm not. Little Lenny. Oh, Lil Henny. Or Lil Lenny.
It's true, it's not really an alley. It's like half of an alley. It's got alley aesthetics. Right?
Mm-hmm. But look, dumpsters right here. Dun-dun-dun-dun. It's an alley.
It's an alley.
It's a Lee. Me too. I like 99% of graffiti. Sometimes it's not necessary, but who am I to be that judge? This is my favorite guy. His eye is a camera.
Sorry.
No worries. Like a cyborg. No, but I can kick. And I got Joe. He's all the pepper spray that I need. I used to love the Bionic Woman and Bionic Man. I had a Bionic Man doll only because I wanted to make my parents get me the Bionic Woman doll, and I did. I feel like I recently saw an interview with Lindsay Wagner. What happened to Lindsay Wagner? Was she too much for Hollywood? It was the like. Those bionic moves were cool. Also, I remember I think it was the Bionic Man, you could lift up his rubber arm skin and see the compartment where his cassette player was. I couldn't remember what he had. Yes. That window has Pee Wee Herman in one window. I'll go back and show you. We usually... Oh, it's way back, right? It's the Hollywood. When one window is Pee Wee Herman and the other woman is Wonder Woman. The other window is Wonder Woman because their stars are Linda Carter's stars right there, and Pee Wee Herman's star is there. But the character, not Paul Rubens. I feel like, wait, Lindsay Wagner was in a movie though. Like a TV movie of the week, TV of the week movie.
Guys, thank you all so much for hanging out with us tonight.
Alright, it was a super long walk. We went beyond punk and got to our regular TV talk. Hey, good night. Thank you so much for being here. Get some sleep, Alex. We'll see you on the next live stream, maybe. We'll be live streaming tomorrow morning. I'm gonna take a hike.
Later, Alex.
And I'm gonna do a double dip tomorrow. I might come down here and get a new keychain also. But you never know. Yeah, that's what she might have been on Love Boat also. I wonder how many people did a stint on Love Boat and thought it was going to be their comeback. Oh my god, I've got... Right? I didn't either, but we were so far. Hecka-licka-hi, hecka-hiney-ho. I don't even know what that is, but I like to say that, yeah. No, it's from Pee Wee Herman.
The movie or the show?
Pee Wee Herman, the show. Look, it's the Go-Go's. There's no Alice Bagstar down here, although I don't think she would want it.
Are you a fan of the Pee Wee Herman movie?
I like
I don't know what it was called. I forgot what
Pee Wee's...
Big Adventure.
Yes, I liked Pee Wee's Big Adventure. Sia made a movie about autism and used a regular actress to play it, and I think that was Sia's first big fallout, was doing that, and then other weird things. I think she's ripe for a comeback though. The crazy thing about Pee Wee's scandal is, look at our president, sorry. The craziest thing about Pee Wee's scandal is big deal. Compared to what we see nowadays on MTV.
Are you saying you endorse his behavior?
No.
I'm just kidding.
I feel like didn't you ever, in the olden days, there used to be people who would come down and polish the stars. I've not seen anybody come down and polish a star.
I'll figure it out. If it was any regular movie theater, then I'd be like, all right, no,
You'll polish the star.
absolutely not.
Whose star would I polish? Cliff Arquette. Because I've never heard of Cliff Arquette before.
Oh my God, are you gonna switch up your content right now and start telling these people not to go in?
No. Because I recognize
Walk by it, just
that it's not my shtick, yeah.
you'd be grifted at that point.
Brave Bull, I doubt it.
I knew it. I knew that would intrigue Brave Bull.
The Love Boat was kind of magical,
Right, yeah, he
actually,
was on
in
the
its
children's
time.
show.
Yeah, but he wasn't on his children's show anymore when that happened, right? Oh, that's pretty nice. But people did used to come down and clean these stars. I feel like I saw that on like Entertainment Tonight or something one time. Mary Hott was down here with somebody cleaning Bessie Smith's star, or the Fonz, or Olivia de Havilland. I would clean Olivia de Havilland's star.
Film the video of yourself cleaning it.
Right? Or Ginger
Probably get in
Rogers.
trouble.
No, you can come down and clean the star.
Really?
Yeah, people used to do it all the time.
good, sir?
Hey, how's it going? I like how they called you, sir. Hey, sir. You love that, right?
Uh-huh.
No. You don't.
It's better than Unk.
It's true. I mean, I feel like Sir is the original Unk.
Right? I loved Miss Yvonne. She was a style maven. Here's Hollywood and Highland. We're gonna turn around and kind of walk back.
Charlie does a great Pee Wee impression.
I feel like
Down to the look and all.
I feel like Captain Kangaroo does have a star. We're gonna walk back towards Vine now and kind of make our way home because I'm going hiking with you guys in a couple hours. So
Where are you going tomorrow?
Onion Canyon.
Wait, you're going to Runyon?
Onion Canyon.
Again?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Should be fun.
It was a nice walk or hike. Poor Ray Bolger. Someone stole the R. So now he's just Ray Bulge. I think almost always 15 minutes around the time I posted. So I think it's like 9:30 is when I'll end up starting. But I'm going to start from walking from here, Hollywood Boulevard. I love walking down here in the morning. I'm going to try to go as early as possible. Hopefully 8:50 is when I'm going to start. Ray Bulge. We're going to walk back by Pee Wee in 1 second, so we'll look at his star. Maybe we'll come down and clean Pee Wee Herman's star.
Actually, Amy, somebody did destroy that star before.
Who? Donald Rump? Well, I'm not going to say that name, man. Look, it's Elizabeth Taylor, you guys. And Charlie Chaplin.
My favorite part about that whole story is the music that the person was listening to while they were doing it.
What were they listening to?
Death Grips.
Oh. Have they done it recently? Not Death Grips. I mean, have somebody like bashed his star recently?
No.
We just like numb. god, keychains and magnets. 6 for $9.99. Yes, we'll definitely stop at the Pee Wee Herman window.
You use your skateboard, and then Charlie will do his great Pee Wee impression.
Aha!
Oh my god. That was, I can't believe it. You don't even do that for me.
Right?
I'm a little, I'm hurt. I'm just kidding. You're gonna regret that.
I really can't speak with it. I could just do that guttural noise.
I think that's like,
Mm-hmm.
as far as it goes for a lot of people.
Eartha Kitt, Jeff Goldblum, Raymond Burr, Peter Falk, Debbie Reynolds or Deborah Reynolds, Errol Flynn, The Go-Go's, and RuPaul. Andy Cohen, that's pushing it. That's no star. Oh my gosh, I'm so busy looking for Pee Wee Herman star, which is right by that window. Robert Englund, Gene Autry, Ray Bradbury. I'm glad you came here
Charlie loves that
with
one.
me for the tourist trap. This is the worst.
Thanks.
This is the worst
Rated the worst.
tourist spot in the world, by the way. Hollywood Walk of Fame, #1. I'm glad I could take you guys with me to the #1. It's my #1. Gilda Gray. I have no idea who Gilda Gray is. Lil Jack Little. Jack Palance. And many more, sorry. Tom Jones. We're almost back to Pee Wee.
To Pee Wee's Playhouse.
Uh-huh. We're gonna get wacky at Pee Wee's Playhouse. Okay. And there he is. Sitting in the window of the Hollywood Partnership Community Dispatch Center. These are the folks that clean or keep the boulevard clean. We saw Marilyn Chambers' footprints on another street. So, no Paul Rubens star, but he got a Pee Wee Herman star, and for the movie Pee Wee Herman. Right there. And then in the other window, the only Wonder Woman for me.
Right next to. Look, right next to Mandy Moore.
Linda Carter.
Mandy Moore.
And Joe's favorite singer and TV star, Mandy Moore.
My favorite or your favorite?
I don't know anything about Mandy Moore.
I don't either.
You know what?
Other
If
than
anybody
they
also
were, like,
deserved a star,
good
it's
music.
it's this Franchot Tone here because he was married to Joan Crawford for a little bit of time. No, that place that we just were, the Hollywood community, blah 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 blah. Those are the people that maintain Hollywood Boulevard and clean the strip, and they greet us quite frequently. You know who also looks good is Linda Carter does look good, and the Cheryl Teagues or Christy Brinkley looks pretty amazing too. But oh wait, did someone say Marilyn Chambers? There's Marilyn Chambers' hands. Right? Wasn't Franchot Tone and Betty Davis, they were in Human Bondage? Of Human Bondage? Or am I wrong? Or that Leslie Howard. It was Leslie Howard, never mind. Those two women were at each other's throats at all times. We are 20% charged because we didn't do it right tonight.
I didn't watch it like
Who should last?
So do you. So I was just about to say that. And you know what? You know what that means, Amy? That you have the same size hands as me because I also can fit my hands into Marilyn Row. We did, but that's kind of the beauty of it. We're actually almost to 3 hours. This is a little longer than we intended, but we got to walk with Joe. It smells like the inside of a lunchbox over here. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. I haven't seen BD tonight. Hopefully he has power and electricity. It looks like there's another nor'easter heading. Or bomb cyclone. Sure. Let's walk down Sunset for a change of pace. No, but I don't think Hervé Villechaize has a star. So the stars, like, people pay for them. Like, somebody nominates you, and I always forget how much it is, $75,000. And once, it smells like antifreeze. Once you have a star, it can never be taken away, no matter how very bad you are.
So far.
Yeah, they've never taken a star away. We got some doozies. I knew that they were in a movie together for sure because I kind of remember seeing the box. But Joan Crawford and Franchot Tone were in a movie together also, right? Didn't Betty Davis also want to marry Leslie Howard? Or someone had an affair with Leslie Howard, and he was married to his poor English wife, and da-da-da. Oh, I don't remember. They were probably way Oh my gosh, we're about to walk by the honkin' Mercedes entrance. And what's coming out? The honkin' Mercedes. I'm kidding. They were probably like way worse than we were in those days, except they didn't have Instagram and the internet to bust them constantly. So let's turn left and then turn right and go down to Sunset Boulevard. This is a whole kind of new-ish section built up. It's the dream. I don't know if it's an apartment building or a hotel. Oh, we walked by this earlier when there's a big line of cool folks outside on our way to the club. This is another record store over here in the Vinyl District. I feel like I came here one time and they had a Fostex multi-tracker and I kind of wanted to buy it for old time's sake. Oh my god, there's still a line outside of that. Must be hip-hop and happening. Record store. Dun, dun, dun.
Remember that yogurt place that used to be here?
Frogtown.
And it had like that picture of Bjork.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah. Yeah, the roof deck looks really, really kind of cool. And it's weird because there was a mama shelter down the street and that closed and that had a really slammin' roof deck also. I love that white car, the Grenadier back there. There's my favorite sign ever. Good night, mountain bike. We'll see you. We'll see you later. Hit our. We're not going in the Museum of Death. They don't let you take pictures in there, I've heard.
Yeah.
This area right here was kind of hip and happening a while ago. I think I've mentioned it before. It had like an Urban Outfitters, an Umami Burger, a little courtyard.
We'll see you later, Tony. Thanks for joining us.
Tony, thank you so much for being here tonight. I know it's very late on the West Coast, East Coast. Stay warm. Yeah, Bill, I've gotten over it. Don't worry about it. We're not too political, but every once in a while.
I mean,
I let my feelings show. But space for everybody.
the masses aren't always the most bright star.
Good night, you guys. Thanks so much. We're just walking a little longer, but we're gonna
Walk down Sunset a little bit.
yeah. We're gonna check off soon. We're just gonna walk by.
I don't think there's anything wrong with ever being critical of the government, regardless of who's in power.
Oh, I don't either.
And you would be foolish to think otherwise.
Also, all kinds of patriots question patriotism and authority to make sure that we're living up to our promise. Look, it's the arc light. Hey, good night, Cecilia. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for buying some memberships for people.
Take
and
care, Cecilia. Thank you so much for donating. The
you're
membership
supporting,
charity.
yeah.
And your continued support. We really appreciate it, and it's always lovely to see you here.
And here, before you say goodnight. Woohoo! Go to bed. It's really funny because I think I say things so fast that nobody is going to hear me, and I forget that I have a microphone on my hat.
Audio's
yeah,
extremely isolated.
right.
Is the voice or the audio suppression still on?
No.
It works.
That was kind
She
of...
doesn't really have a good defense because she has a cell phone in her hand.
Also, she was changing lanes without a directional on. That was scary. You have a good night too. I'm gonna put my thing back on. We are here at Hollywood and Vine. Oh, I'm afraid my battery is gonna die because I'm down to
Percentage?
10%. So before it just disappears, I'm gonna sign off up here a little bit. I know that was a scary accident because they would have gone on the sidewalk or hit the phone pole, and then that would have hit me, and you guys would have seen it live on TV.
See you later, LA Unknown, Cecilia, Brave Bull, Maxwell, Mountain Bike Tony, Mr. E, Amy, Body Knowledge, John, Mark, Cora Muppet, Alex, One Eye, Mary, Side Note, The Truth, Aspa, Cameron, Gauntlet, California Dreaming.
We
Rita,
love Gay Voice,
Rita,
by the way.
Pipe Digger, Choppy, Sunset, Nancy, Pikachu, Red's Record, Carriopolis, George, Burger, Lauren, Damien, Albert, LAC, Bill,
Thanks, Aspa.
Lumiakin, Rebecca,
Cinerama breaks my heart.
Angelina, Ronnie, Indeed, Sierra, Chunky Ghost, Derek, Light, Tom Clevey, Diane, Julio, Lucy, Montana, Peter, and Sean.
And thanks,
Thank you
Mountain
all so
Bike.
much.
Thanks, Cecilia. Thank you guys all so much. Have a good night, Simply Senora.
Oh, I take that back. I need that.
You need what?
Oh, I didn't. I saw that comment about you both have gay voice. Congrats.
Oh man. Hey, BD.
Hilarious.
I'll live with my gay voice.
Right?
Sorry about that. I'm not sorry about that. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for being here. Have a really awesome night. Remember, more people, more problems. We'll get some trolls.
Hey, Simply Senora. I'm saying hello with my gay voice.
I love
Actually, my voice isn't gay.
it. It's you. Anyway,
But,
you guys, good night. Thank you so much for being here. I can't play fireworks anymore. We went a little too long. But thank you so much.
Gay and proud.
Hugs and kisses and puppy dog wishes.